Number 11. Jesse decides to go shopping. He buys 3 pairs of jeans at $75 each and 4 shirts at $43 each. He also buys a belt for $15 and 2 packs of socks at $7 each. What was the total cost of Jesse's items? Well, first, 3 pairs of pants costing $75 a piece gives us $225 on pants. 4 shirts at $43 a piece gives $172 on shirts. The belt was $15, and then 2 socks at $7 a piece gives us $14 on socks. Adding all of these up will give us the total amount of money spent, which is $426. Part B. What tax rate did Jesse pay if the tax on his purchase was $34? Well, tax comes from the amount that we spent, which was $426, times the tax rate should be equal to 34. Dividing by the number with the x, 426, gives us 0.0798. Moving this to a percent gives us that the tax rate is 7.98%. Number 12. A recipe for a giant pudding cake calls for 3 gallons of milk. How many half-gallon cartons of milk are needed for this recipe? Well, 2 half-gallons would be equal to 1 gallon. 4 half-gallons would be equal to 2 gallons, so we're going to need 6 half-gallons. The other way to think of this is that each gallon is equal to 2 half-gallons. So 3 times 2 half-gallons for each one would give us 6. Number 13. Pat wants to buy a used Acura TSX for $6,550. He shops for loans at 2 local banks and gets the following deals. Bank A offers a 4-year loan at 7.5% simple interest, while Bank B offers a 5-year loan at a 4% simple interest with an additional $300 processing fee. Which loan costs more overall and how much more? So let's start with Bank A. We have our interest is equal to PRT. So we have $6,550 times the rate at Bank A, which is 0.075, times the time, which is 4 years. This gives us $1,965 in interest from Bank A. What about Bank B? Well, our principal is still the same, $6,550. This time, the interest rate is 0.04, and this is going to be a 5-year loan. This gives us $1,310. However, we're also going to pay a $300 processing fee. So adding 300 to this gives us that this is going to cost a total of $1,610. We can still see that Bank B is going to be the better bank. However, the question is, how much better? 1965 minus 1610 gives us $355 that we will save going with Bank B. Number 14. Damiano has a room with 4 square walls, each of length 12 feet. He wants to paint the design shown below on each of the 4 walls. If 1 gallon of paint covers 350 square feet of wall, how many gallons of blue paint and how many gallons of white paint will he need? Well, first we'll start with blue. So since this whole thing is going to be 12, half of it will be 6. So each one of these is a quarter of a circle. Since we have 4 quarters, we have a total of 1 circle. So the area will be 3.14 times the radius, which is 6, squared. This gives us 113.04. This is just for the first wall. We have 4 of these walls, so we need to multiply this by 4. So we need a total of 452.16. Since 1 gallon covers 350, we have a little over 350, but not quite to 700, so we'll need 2 gallons of blue paint. What about the white? Well, the entire wall is 12 foot by 12 foot, so each wall is 144 square feet. Subtracting out the part that we've already painted, which is 113.04, gives us that there is 30.96 square feet left. Once again, there are 4 walls, so we need to multiply this by 4. So 123.84 square feet of white. Since 1 gallon covers 350 square feet, we'll only need 1 gallon of blue paint. Number 15. A marketing company recently surveyed adults and children about movie choices. Out of the 31 children questioned, 17 preferred comedy movies to action movies, while 21 out of the 39 adults preferred comedies. Which group had a stronger preference to comedies? Well, of the children, there were 17 out of 31. For the adults, it was 21 out of 39. Since it's easier to compare decimals than fractions, we'll convert these to decimals. So 17 over 31 is roughly 0.5484. 21 out of 39 is roughly 0.5385. So we can see that the children had a greater preference, since their proportion was higher.